No time for lip service here. We've got too much robot fighting to do. Defending super heavyweight champ Son of Waiachi against rookie cut-up Swirly. Coming at you right now.
Flip that switch, partner.
The box is locked. The lights are on. It is robot fighting time. Whoa! No!
Son of Waiachi up and around, spinning like crazy.
Waiachi completely out of control.
Yes, that didn't work. Is that it? Is that it for the champ? Take a look at the slam camp. Former champ, I guess, now.
Swirly sending Son of Waiachi into the pulverizer, already debilitated, and the pulverizer pounding into pieces.
How quick was that? Spun himself just out of control. He raised the blades. Obviously, that affected him.
Son of Waiachi self-destructed like Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, yeah, this is BattleBots. This Comedy Central sports presentation of BattleBots is brought to you by Taco Bell, who'd like to remind you to think outside the bun. And 3Ds, get a taste of the next dimension.
It's Treasure Island in San Francisco. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Green. And if you haven't figured it out yet, you're watching Comedy Central Sports presents BattleBots. Bill Dwyer, we just saw a wild one.
Oh, did we ever? Son of Waiachi committing robotic Harry-Carry 39 seconds into the match. Ding dong, the champ is dead.
Do me a favor and take us through the replays, will you, partner?
Not very far to take you. Waiachi spinning out of control, unbalanced like Robert Downey Jr. on New Year's Eve. Heading into the screws, and he is done for.
Box side now to Carmen and a shell-shocked Team Waiachi.
What happened?
We raised the hammer arms up to target a different area on the other robot. We had to add some weight, take some weight off, and things are a little bit out of balance and went unstable on us. Looked really cool, though.
Absolutely. Good luck to you.
Bill, it sounds like the Waiachi boys went a little too far in making the now ex-champ a little too lethal.
You know what I think about? I think it sounds like Icarus trying to fly a little too close to the sun, Tim.
Hey, speaking of Greek mythology, let's check in with Carmen Electra.
Why, is she Greek?
You are smart, but I'll explain later. Carmen?
Thanks, guys. You'd think the early exit of a great bot like Son of Waiachi might dampen the crowd's enthusiasm just a bit, but I'd say it's only whet their appetite for more. God, you people are sick. That's just what I love about you. You want to give me a fix?
Sorry, I'm spoken for.
She's talking about robot fighting. How about if we join her?
If you want to.
It's Towering Inferno and Mechavore in a heavyweight showdown. Let's see how they shape up.
Jason Dante Bardis, Towering Inferno, Santa Barbara, California. The idea is to roll over the other guys, just pound on them, get on top, and just pound them from above.
Robert Lawrence, Mechavore, Tempe, Arizona. We've got some good armor on top, so, you know, we're okay, but if he gets a lucky shot, we're toast.
2 titanium hammers or 1 horizontal saw. It's going to be settled in the box right now.
Introducing, in the red square, to my right, a bot so mean he only bitch slaps people he likes. Towering Inferno.
Towering Inferno doesn't have wheels, it is wheels.
And in the blue square, abandoned at birth, raised by wolves, forced to live a life of solitude out of the wilderness, it's Mechavore. The gore is about to begin. The box is locked. The lights are on. It's robot fighting time.
I think you are exactly right about the gore, Tim. Mechavore is just ready to tear into that big old huge body of Towering Inferno.
Towering Inferno, an impressive looking bot. And those hammers can score points, but can they hold up to the deadly power of Mechavore?
I believe the term is now hammer.
Mechavore! Oh my goodness! Towering Inferno coming down in a heap of rubbish. Disabled. Parts on the floor. Mechavore now going after the parts. That's disgusting.
Towering Inferno, he's putting on a show for us, not the kind of show he wanted.
The buzzsaw. Oh, sparks flying. Mechavore chewing up Towering Inferno.
McElmore better be careful. He might have disabled his blade, but this thing is pretty much over.
McElmore now going in, positioning for the kill. McElmore's blade, though, is silent.
Yeah, but when you're fighting a bot that has 1 2/3 wheels, all you gotta do is shove them around.
McElmore is spinning around, apparently with this fight under his belt.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's what I get for making a show bot.
Thank you, Jason, for a nice show. Now sink your teeth into this Taco Bell replay. McElmore showing the power of his blade, just shearing off one of the hammers of Towering Inferno. Bye-bye.
Let's get the metal stripping postscript box side.
You guys were slicing and dicing the Towering Inferno out there. How'd you guys do it?
Went out, picked off some vulnerable pieces, disabled them, and took some damage, but it was a great fight.
So you have some parts in your hand right there.
This was for you.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so sweet.
Sweet, have earrings.
Okay, I could make some earrings out of these, right?
Now, why haven't any builders offered to make me jewelry? You know, sometimes I like to feel pretty.
I think the earrings just might clash with your hair, pretty boy.
What hair?
Speaking of clashes, it's just about time for the lightweights to collide. Afterthought and Slap 'em Silly are going to go at it. Then Carnage Raptor and Whirligig take their shots. Do yourself a favor. Stick around.
You are watching the Comedy Central Sports presentation of BattleBots with Carmen Electra, Tim Green, Arj Barker, Brad Wallach, and me, Bill Dwight.
For more information on BattleBots and how you can enter a fighting robot in a BattleBots competition, log on to BattleBots.com. Paxton Gate, San Francisco's preeminent home for treasures and oddities, at least when BattleBots aren't in town. We've already seen Swirly and McElmore survive, and now 4 lightweights are shooting to become robotic superheroes.
That's right, Tim, but you can't have a hero without a villain. Here's Carmen with a look at those bots that do a good job filling the bad guy role. Carmen?
Thanks, guys. Every sport has one. In baseball, it's Barry Bonds. Football, Ryan Leaf. Bowling has its Dick Weber. It's the guys you love to hate. BattleBots is no different. We caught up with some of the builders, and they told me about the bot they'd like to slap the scrap out of.
I'm not a big fan of Toro.
Minion, because he beat us last year in a really bogus decision.
Oh, Minion, we have a grudge with that guy.
Battle Rat, because it's kind of boring.
Wedges and pushers, which is kind of like ours. It's my least favorite bot.
Everyone's got an opinion. Me, I don't play favorites. I just like to see sparks fly and robots die. Thanks, guys.
Hey, let's shift gears and travel back in time. Check out this recently restored film about Team Fat Cat's unorthodox acquisition of Slap 'em Silly.
All across America, the online is revolutionizing the way you live. Imagine shopping from the comfort of your own living room. It's easy. Just type your request into the online, and in seconds, it arrives at your doorstep. From groceries to livestock, the world is one click away. Anything you desire is yours. Andy Sorrow, what's your opinion of this modern miracle?
I think the online is swell.
And so do we, Andy. All of America should invest in the online.
And back in the 21st century, it's time for Slap 'em Silly to get busy. Team Fat Cat's bot is coming off a narrow 24-21 victory over Mouser Mecha Catbot. Now he's got to face Afterthought, who made quick work of Crusher with a knockout in their early round bout. Let's get to the box.
Introducing in the red square, to my right. He has no love, he gives no mercy, he smells as bad as northern New Jersey. It's Afterthought.
That spinning disc spins at 2,000 revolutions per minute.
And in the blue square, try walking a mile in his shoes and he'll beat the crap out of you for stealing. Introducing Slap 'em Silly.
Slap 'em Silly, all about speed and power.
The box is locked, the lights are on. It's robot fighting time.
Slap 'em Silly coming across the box fast. And working right into Afterthought. Then driving Afterthought into the screws.
Afterthought's blade not doing anything against the well-designed Slap 'em Silly.
Afterthought with that spinning blade being tossed about. Slap 'em Silly slapping Afterthought Silly and now driving him into the screws.
Drives him silly, slaps him silly. He's full of silliness.
Oh! Afterthought tossed by the kill saws, thrown into the screws. This fight has been all Slap 'em Silly.
Afterthought's got to be feeling pretty silly now that his blade's not working. And he doesn't have the power to match up with Slap 'em Silly.
Slap 'em Silly driving Afterthought out of the screws, and Afterthought's coming apart. Now we see the pulverizer. Pieces flying. Four pieces.
Let's get that last skirt on. Come on, baby. Come on. Lose that last skirt.
Shame.
It's so close to being off now.
Afterthought nearly naked, skirtless, and Slap 'em Silly still coming after him.
Yeah, there he goes. New bot. New bot in the box. Oh, man.
This segment rated R. And there goes Slap 'em Silly, taking Afterthought everywhere and anywhere, trying to maneuver him. The pulverizer deadly close. The pulverizer getting a shot in.
Now he's got a spinning blade back.
Destruction everywhere. Afterthought's blade working now. But tossed on his blade by Slap 'em Silly.
Naked and on your back.
Slap 'em Silly getting a shot from the pulverizer. He's got to be careful.
Slap 'em Silly getting greedy.
This is Slap 'em Silly's fight to lose. He needs to be careful not to let himself be destroyed by the pulverizer. Oh, Afterthought righted.
Sweet. The dance continues.
Afterthought's blade working again, but doing nothing to Slap 'em Silly. Into the spikes.
That's it.
There's nothing left because Slap 'em Silly has pulverized, spiked, sawed, and screwed Afterthought all over the floor.
That was dominating good fun. Here's where it all started. One skirt gone, two skirts gone, three skirts gone, and then dignity gone.
Let's check in box side.
Where'd you learn how to drive this thing?
RC cars and thousands of hours on Nintendo.
Oh, that's good, Dad. Way to keep him on Nintendo.
Yeah, I can't wait till he gets his learner's permit.
Yeah, we don't call that defensive driving. What you did was very offensive driving. Rules of the road, maybe want to learn it.
Slap 'em Silly, not just a winner, though. He's a trailblazer in the sport. Team Fat Cats bought the robot formerly known as the Patriot, slapped a new name on him, and threw him in the box. Bill, you've got a few choice words on the subject.
Used robots are being bought and sold online. In other words, free agency has reared its ugly head in BattleBots. Now, I like to shop. Look at this. Cashmere blend. You think that's by accident? It's not. Check this out. Meet this new friend of mine that I found online. $950 plus shipping, which was kind of a rip. Got him from some guy in Alaska, but he doesn't have a name. So do me a favor. Drop me a line at comedycentral.com/BattleBots and let me know all your twisted name suggestions. Help me out.
And when we get back, we've got an honest-to-goodness robot ruckus between Carnage Raptor and Whirligig. Don't go anywhere. This one's gonna be good.
Hey, you! Don't construct or operate a robot or BattleBot without proper supervision.
Carnage Raptor and Whirligig are moments away from their battle in the box. Hi, everyone. This fight features similar designs and two strong drivers. Tough to pick a winner going into it.
You're right, Tim, but you know what? It's not just about winning, it's also about how quickly you can fix your bot so it can keep on killing. Carmen's got more down below.
They call this area back here the pits, and they don't call it that for nothing. I mean, sure, you can spend up to 6 months building your own robot, but once the fighting starts, you may only have a couple of hours to get it back into fighting shape. Take a listen.
Don't even use duct tape. You can fix anything with duct tape.
Yeah.
It's chaos. It's mayhem. Yet these guys somehow get it done and get those things back in the box to destroy for our very own viewing pleasure. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
You're right, Carmen. There aren't a lot of things that make me happier than watching robots fight. And as luck would have it, 2 lightweights are about to do just that. Let's meet them.
Chris Harriman, Carnage Raptor, Tucson, Arizona. His cables seemed like they could reach out a little bit further than my axe can actually get in.
Jeremy Franklin, Whirligig, San Rafael, California. Our weapon system is really good at knocking and keep on knocking robots, and there's more of a one-hit thing where we'll separate.
Another youngster against another savvy vet. Time for the fight.
The box is locked. The lights are on. It's robot fighting time.
Carnage Raptor, the veteran, coming out, getting in a smack.
Whirligig spinning.
Whirligig 3 times faster than he was last tournament.
Carnage Raptor with the spinning with the axe blade. And that axe blade, Bill, seems to be a little bit more deadly than the weapons that Whirligig brings to bear.
Once it gets going, man, it looks deadly.
Carnage Raptor spinning, each bot spinning, each weapon swinging. Carnage Raptor coming out on top.
And Carnage Raptor can use his blade as a defensive thing. He can dull the attack of Whirligig.
Carnage Raptor can also lift Whirligig onto the saw with that blade. And that may be the difference in this one.
You know, it's going to make a big difference, I think, in this experience. 2-wheel bots, harder to drive.
Whirligig being chewed by the kill saws, apparently out of control. Carnage Raptor moving in like a deadly predator.
I like the fact that Whirligig is not backing down. I think it's only its driving that's keeping him away from Carnage Raptor.
Whirligig up to full speed. But then unable to deliver the blow. Whirligig taking a blow from the kill saws. Carnage Raptor driving very smartly. Carnage Raptor moving in again slowly, almost shark-like.
Whirligig, one of the most uniquely designed robots in this tournament.
Carnage Raptor driving Whirligig to the pulverizer. Whirligig gets struck by the pulverizer. Carnage Raptor taking Whirligig to the kill saws, the pulverizer. And as you said before, Bill, the experience is showing up in this fight.
Nicely done.
Whirligig apparently completely disabled.
Oh, Whirligig putting up a good fight, but it's Whirligig time now.
This one may be over.
Tap out, tap out, tap out.
Got a flat tire now. Crazy Pete Lambertson.
No, tap out, stop kicking him. Stop hitting him.
Jeremy Franklin saying he's done.
Stop hitting him.
Finally, they let up. So much goes into building these bots. And to sit there just feet away from it, watching it get pounded by the pulverizer. Whirligig, after putting up a good fight, gets hit by the kill saws and then pounded by the pulverizer.
So Carnage Raptor gets the knockout at 2:30. When we get back, we'll break it down. Let's take a look at another Ruffles 3Ds crunch. Carnage Raptor treats Whirligig like a headmaster treats a naughty juvenile delinquent. 1, 2, 3, that's another 3Ds crunch. So it's young Jeremy Franklin getting spanked first by Carnage Raptor, then the Pulverizer.
Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, the Pulverizer crossed the line into being downright abusive.
Well, let's see if Team Wireless Robots agrees boxside.
Any controversy there?
Yeah, we tapped out, which means we essentially declared the match over after we realized we were knocked out. And Pete, the guy over controlling the hammer, just kept hitting us and hitting us. And it was a few too many, I think.
Pulverizer Pete,
yeah.
Maybe having an itchy pulverizer finger.
Yeah, really.
Give Jeremy credit. He just got punished, but he's still sassing the man. And while I'm giving out kudos, the tip of my hat goes to Swirly, who advanced after Son of Waiachi's conniption fit. Beautiful. Mechavore moved on with a win over Towering Inferno. Slap 'em Silly advanced after beating up Afterthought. And Carnage Raptor moved on with a win over Whirligig.
These fights are getting better every week. I can only imagine what the future holds. And we hope you'll be along with us for the mechanical mayhem in that not-too-distant future. For everyone here, I'm Tim Green.
And I'm Bill Dwyer. If you're addicted to remote-controlled robot wrecks, you can find the help you need right here on Comedy Central. Good night.
Let's take a quick look back at a few recent bouts, shall we? Slam Job advanced with a win over El Diablo Grande, and we caught up with the losers boxside.
Saws are mean, man.
Mo moved on with an early KO of Paramadroid. The losers talked about losing after the fight.
His weapon was just so powerful that it just started ripping my sheet metal to shreds.
Mechavore wore out Towering Inferno. Thank goodness Arj was there to console the losers.
What a way to go out.
What a way to go, yeah.
Chunks flying everywhere. Look at the size of this chunk.
And Carnage Raptor made mincemeat of Whirligig. I love mincemeat. Slam Job, Mo, Mechavore, and Carnage Raptor are all moving on.
Strap on your metal feed bags. It's BattleBots chow time. Ogre is hungry. He wants to rip out Atomic Wedgie's battery and show it to him before he dies.
Frisbee is grinning for some spinning as he gets ready to tear the flesh off Hexadecimator's pretty face.
And El Matador tries to gore Omega-13 like he's the slow guy at Pamplona. We're playing survival of the fittest as Comedy Central Sports presents BattleBots.
This Comedy Central Sports presentation of BattleBots is brought to you by Taco Bell. We'd like to remind you to think outside the bun. And 3Ds. Get a taste of the next dimension.
Thousands of people and their bots from all over the world have descended on San Francisco with one thing on their minds: nuts. Hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Green. Here with me is the extremely excitable, sometimes funny Bill Dwyer.
Sometimes is right, Tim. I am fired up about tonight. These bots are going to be fighting like shoppers at a red tag sale in hell. Right, Carmen?
Hi, everybody. Carmen Electra here for Comedy Central Sports. Super heavyweights, BattleBots. Let's go.
Atomic Wedgie has a new spinning blade this season. Team Half-Life could be adding the word mumbly peg to Ogre's vocabulary. Team Ogre borrowed a second radio and receiver from Team Violence for some additional control of their weapon against the bot from Maryland.
Judgment Day is upon us. Let's get the intros.
Introducing in the red square, to my right, someone call Mission Control because this robot's about to go off. It's Atomic Wedgie.
That spinning blade weighs 30 pounds and spins at 375 miles per hour.
And in the blue square, the joint is jumping, your fists are pumping, and he's ready to bring some mad thumping. Here he is, Ogre.
The box is live. The lights are on. It's robot fighting time. Both bots crash in the center of the box, right off the bat.
Don't underestimate this Ogre. He's been putting on a show this tournament. Look at the speed, look at the power.
And those spikes can lift Atomic Wedgie as well as strike it.
Atomic Wedgie with the experience, it's going to be hard to get around him.
Wedgie needs to use that blade against the Ogre, and he does. slamming Atomic Wedgie, but damaging himself against that spinning blade.
I swear Atomic Wedgie was just stuck under the spike strip. Ogre freed him.
Here comes Ogre crashing in, driving Atomic Wedgie into the screws.
You can see he's only got one tread left right now. Never good.
The screws doing damage on Atomic Wedgie. Atomic Wedgie near the pulverizer. The pulverizer strikes Atomic Wedgie. But that deadly blade is taking its toll on the Ogre. Ogre takes a hit from the pulverizer.
It's chow time now for Ogre. He's got Atomic Wedgie right where he wants him. All he wants to do is just shove him over into the pulverizer.
Atomic Wedgie limited just to that spinning blade. He is debilitated. Ogre in control, but Ogre takes a shot from the pulverizer.
Doesn't bother him at all, does it?
It doesn't, but it scores points for Atomic Wedgie. Atomic Wedgie out of control, apparently, but still with that deadly blade and scoring points every time he strikes Ogre, Bill.
Yeah, but Ogre is clearly the aggressor here. He's just taking his time now, figuring out how he wants to kill Atomic Wedgie.
I think Ogre needs to strike again and again because every time he gets hit there, those are points for Atomic Wedgie.
I'm disagreeing, Tim. I say Atomic Wedgie can only sit there, his blade's still working, but that's Ogre. That's Ogre.
The pulverizer striking Atomic Wedgie. Ogre pushing him into the corner. Yeah. It's turning ugly, my friend. Ugly indeed.
All right, we don't have to argue anymore. I think we know who's winning this fight now.
But still, damage being done to Ogre by that blade.
Ogre's gonna push him right back under that pulverizer.
But this one is over.
Ogre's gotta be happy. All right, fight into this Taco Bell replay. Turning point in the match right here. Atomic Wedgie loses his tread.
And after that, it's all Ogre. He was the aggressor, driving Atomic Wedgie into the pulverizer. The judges have spoken 37-8 in favor of Ogre.
The Vikings will be pillaging back in Minnesota tonight.
Let's go down to the floor.
Charlie, Team Half-Life had a good battle out there. Looked like something happened to your drive system.
Yeah, right off from the bat, I guess our first hit, the chain that drives the treads snapped in half or derailed, I don't know which.
Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Next, bot expert Christian Carlberg is back with more on how to build your own bot.
You want more fighting robots? Well, stick around.
You are watching a Comedy Central sports presentation of BattleBots with Carmen Electra, Tim Green, Harge Barker, Brad Wallach, and me, Bill Dwight.
For more information on BattleBots and how you can enter a fighting robot in a BattleBots competition, log on to BattleBots.com.
Brian Neve is ready to spin up to speed with his rookie Frisbee.
Hi, everyone. The bots are ready to roll, but first, here's Carmen.
Thanks, boys. As we all know, BattleBots has 4 divisions: lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight. How does the builder decide how big he wants his bot to be?
We made him a middleweight because lightweights are kind of wimpy, and heavyweights are a little bit heavy to put in the back of your car.
You got 4 pit passes if you entered a heavyweight. There's 4 of us in the family.
If it was like a middleweight or a lightweight, I'd be looking around with a magnifying glass.
Small things aren't fun anyway.
It just goes to show, size always matters.
Frisbee's coming off a 37-8 black holing of Death Star. Brian Neve is the mastermind who created the Spin Demon. We wondered what he was like back in high school.
The year was 1981, and young Brian Neve had the world on a string.
So I envisioned myself marrying a real hot supermodel.
You could tell that he was destined for greatness.
But greatness eluded the all-American boy when he got mixed up with a different crowd.
They started actually having computers. It always intrigued me because I was the king of the nerds.
His interest became an obsession, and his world collapsed.
And I spent a lot of time in detention. It was
pretty wild.
Brian was transformed by mechanical violence and fighting robots.
Brian's getting heavier, he's gotten gray hair, he just likes to do BattleBots now.
I've taken the violence from the personal level down to the mechanical level.
Brian may have swapped one aggressive behavior for another. The question is, where will it end?
Hey, let's meet the men behind the bots.
Brian Nave, Frisbee, Ormond Beach, Florida. I just gotta stay on my toes, stay away from that flipper, stay away from the wedge, and try to knock some of his panels off.
Tim Patterson, hexadecimator, Redmond, Washington. It can pick up 600 pounds. It wouldn't throw 600 pounds very far, but our opponents are only 200 pounds, so it gets them a foot or two in the air.
All right, let's get to it.
Introducing, in the red square to my right, with cold hands and an even colder heart, here is Frisbee.
In his regular life, builder Brian Nave makes giant industrial robots.
There are only two things that weigh 210 pounds and exact devastation on all that they come in contact with. Here's the alley and the robot in the blue square, Hexy Decimator.
Hexy D with titanium armor and a nasty flipper.
Red driver, are you ready? I'm ready. Frisbee is ready. Blue drivers, are you ready?
We're ready.
Hexadecimator is ready.
The box is locked, the lights are on, it's robot fighting time. Frisbee spinning up to speed, Hexy D taking a shot.
Slam cam! Wow, look at that.
Yeah, sparks flying everywhere. Frisbee grinding away at Hexy D. Hexy D trying to position himself and get that fork underneath Frisbee. Frisbee with a shot from the kill saws.
Frisbee's got to be careful. He's got to watch his balance.
Frisbee sending Hexy D across the BattleBots floor.
More slam cam. I like what Frisbee's doing. Not the prettiest robot, but oh, so effective.
How about that titanium shell of Hexy D, though? It doesn't seem to be doing too much damage, although scoring points.
Hexy D's got to get in some flips. Pronto.
Hexy D's strategy to flip Frisbee, but unable to get under the spin bot so far.
Frisbee showing excellent driving skills. Not to harp on driving, but it is so key right now.
Whoa, more sparks, more points for Frisbee. Oh, Hexy D taking the worst of this fight, but that deadly flipper can bring home a victory and bring it home quick. Oh, there's a flip, and this one could be over. Frisbee spinning aimlessly. Hexy D with the victory spin.
Not spinning aimlessly, really. Perhaps there's a point to it. Perhaps he's signaling us. What's that, Frisbee?
Danger.
Timmy's down by the lake?
Danger.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Oh, well, it's a pretty sight.
5, 4,
Unless
3,
you're
2,
part of the Frisbee
1.
team, and
Now
this fight is over.
Now he takes that home and feeds that to one of those giant 200,000-pound robots. Take a look at the replays. Frisbee starts out strong and does some damage, but Hexy D doing what he does best, and the big flip gets it done.
Let's go box side.
Somehow you ended up getting flipped. What happened?
Well, I was really smashing him. I was chopping him up. At the beginning of the match, I was worried because he's all titanium, but I was ripping him. Sparks were flying, robots were dying. Got a little sloppy. He got a hold of me. No way to self-right.
Now let's check in with bot building expert Christian Carlberg.
Last time, we selected the most important parts of our BattleBot. Now, let's see if they work well together. A typical radio set comes with a transmitter, the thing you hold, a receiver battery, and some servos. You can check that the radio works with the servos. First, connect the motor to the speed controller. Next, hook up the battery to the speed controller. I put an on-off switch on the battery pack. The last step, connect the radio receiver to the speed controller. Now we can actually control the speed and direction of the motor. Next time, we do a rough design of our robot and decide on our materials.
For more information on how you can start building the next great BattleBot, check out ComedyCentral.com/BattleBots. When we return, El Matador brings his satanic spatula into the box to lay some flipping blasphemy on Omega 13.
Sure, they got lots of records, but if you want giant nuts, this is the place. There's more BattleBots coming to you straight from San Francisco.
Listen up. Don't construct or operate a robot or BattleBot without proper supervision.
The cornucopia of cruelty continues as El Matador tries to serve Omega 13's head up on a platter with a tire in his mouth.
Two heavyweights will try to destroy each other as bloodthirsty fans shout incomplete sentences at them. What's not to like? Let's check in with Carmen.
Winning here is never as easy as it looks. A lot of it depends on the preparation of the builders. You gotta have the right tool and know how to use it.
My yellow Allen wrench.
Vice grips.
3/4 inch socket set.
Never get away without a pair of good pliers.
Need a sledgehammer. The biggest hammer we have.
Did you know there are robots out there that are so advanced they can actually mimic human behavior?
Arj Barker mimics human behavior every day. We send him to check out some of these amazing robots.
I'm here at USC with Dr. Odd Ballard. Dr. Ballard, you invented the Robotodol, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what do they do?
They are here to entertain the user, whether it's a child or whether it's a student programming them.
Have you ever considered putting weapons on these robots?
Those robots are cute. Those robots are here to help you. Those robots are here to be nice to you, to feel confidence.
Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and found one of these standing in your doorway staring at you?
Of course not. This is a horrible concept.
Which of these is the best dancer?
I think this one is very good.
That's what I was going to say. All right. Robotina.
I wonder what these next bots would say if they could talk.
They would say, bring it on. El Matador's flipper is burning a hole in his pants, but Omega 13 is ready for him. Let's see how they match up.
Brent Regan, Omega 13, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Matador uses a flipping arm, and that's their primary weapon. And Omega 13 can be flipped, and it makes no difference to the performance.
Reason Bradley. Alexander Rose, the Matador. He's kind of our best work as far as a flipper goes. He's got about 3 times the power of Toro, and he's 100 pounds less.
All right, let's get to it.
Brent Regan, very intense. Reason Bradley matches him.
The box is locked. The lights are on. It's robot fighting time. Matador, the flipper, Omega 13, built for just such a battle because Omega 13, as you mentioned, can drive on either side.
What a show by the Matador, or El Matador. El means the in Espanol, Tim.
We're bilingual here, Bill, so we'll go either way.
See. Now look, I gotta tell you right now, the Matador was having a little trouble with traction on the floor.
Omega 13 with a little better maneuverability, trying to get into the side of El Matador. Stay away from that deadly flipper.
Well, if he's a well-built bot, he'll be able to survive a flip and drive around.
Yes, and he drives El Matador into the spikes.
Time for ride. You gotta give him a ride. You're not gonna get that opportunity too often.
El Matador working carefully, trying to position that flipping arm and get it under Omega 13. Both bots spinning, positioning themselves carefully. A back and forth battle. Omega 13 with a slight edge so far.
And he's not just a rammer. Look at him when he takes off into a spin. You gotta watch out for those spikes. A very tricky bot.
There's a flip. Omega 13 was flipped, but now we see the benefit of being an invertible bot. And another flip. And another flip.
A triple. A sow cow.
Oh, that is impressive.
Oh, man.
Omega
Omega 13 coming back. Still scrappy, Bill.
He is. It's sense. El Matador's got a confidence now, doesn't he? You can see it's becoming his fight.
Omega 13, though, continues to battle.
He does. There's just a whiff of desperation.
And a whiff of sparks and smoke as Omega 13 is mauled by the kill songs.
It's hard to judge a fight like this, Tim, because flippers, that's what they do. They flip bots.
Omega 13 tossed again, impressively tossed.
But you count number of hits, Omega 13 has piled up a bunch. Take a look at this replay. Now the Matador starts off with a blast, but actually takes him some time to find his groove. But when he does, he flips Omega 13 over and over, and Omega 13 is up, and away.
El Matador flipped Omega 13 5 times, giving him just enough to win, 25-20. Stick around for some post-fight interviews and some final thoughts. Let's take a look at another Ruffles 3D's crunch. El Matador flips Omega 13, 1, 2, 3, and that's another 3D's crunch. Looks like El Matador is following in the footsteps of his brothers, Toro and T-Minus.
Inertia Labs has created a virtual Manson family of bots over there across the bay. Now let's go down to the floor.
What happened? I wanted to pick my shots, conserve air, only fire when I knew I had them for good, and it paid off.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.
All right.
El Matador looks unstoppable, but anything can happen in the battle box. With us right now is bot expert Stephen Felk. Bill?
I'm here with Stephen Felk, one of the most intense and insightful builders. What do you see future of BattleBots? What do you see right now? What do you like technology-wise?
At this event, the thing I'm seeing that really scares me are the spinners. Guys have finally figured out how to make a spinner go in and hit and keep hitting and not destroy itself.
What do you do to stop a horizontal spinner?
I drive Voltronic, which is a low wedge, so I'm going to try and come at them from the front.
You want them to hit the front?
Yeah, hit the front and scoot off the front, and then I can get under them and get control of them.
It sounds simple, doesn't it?
Oh, it's easy. There's no problem at all. Just get in there and just drive the thing and beat the guy, you know? Yeah.
We look forward to seeing what's going to happen with you and Voltronic a little further on in this tournament.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Good
Thanks
to see
for being
you.
here, Stephen.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, our revels have now ended. The fittest have survived. Ogre, Hexadecimator, and El Matador all move on, and their future opponents have more fights to study as they prepare to meet them. From everybody here, I'm Bill Dwyer.
And I'm Tim Green. Remember, when the great scorer comes to mark your name, he doesn't ask if you won or lost, but how you played the game. Well, that's fine for him, but all we care about is who wins. Good night.
You're watching Comedy Central. Up next, it's a brand new episode of The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, only on Comedy Central.